At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're grinding out bicep curls or muscling the couch across the living room, crushing morning miles, or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, Smoothie King has fuel to help you maximize your workouts, own your recovery, and elevate your game. Give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs with a lineup of delicious smoothies made to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.
Hobby Quick Hits. Delivering that breaking hobby news directly to your earlobes. You want to know those hot drops from the card shop? We've got you covered. With your host, John Newman.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 208 of Hobby Quick Hits. This episode is coming on or being released the day after the National wrapped up. I'm recording it obviously before the National even started, as I try to get a lot of my stuff in the chutes as I prepare to leave for 5 or 6 days away from home. And this episode is going to talk about the National and some cards that I'm going to be on the hunt for. But when you're hearing this, it'll be over. Probably the next episode will be a National wrap-up show, and I'll kind of follow this one up with that one, talking about what I actually picked up. But on this episode, I'm going to kind of go over what's on my target list and some ways that I save money to acquire some of these cards on my target list.
Okay, now a quick word from our great sponsor, followed by the new product release schedule. Then we'll go around the Hobbyverse to tell you all the latest hobby happenings and news. Then we'll tackle today's topic of discussion.
Hi, this is Pat Hughes, Cubs announcer, coming to you from the Sports Card Shop in beautiful New Buffalo, Michigan. The Gocher family has built an incredible place here for collectors to buy, sell, and trade cards and memorabilia. Be sure to stop by and let them show you around. TheSportsCardShop.com, connecting sports, athletes, the hobby, and collectors around the world.
Hi, this is Alan Pinkett, and I'm here to tell you the Gocher family has done it again. They've just opened up the Sport Card Shop in downtown Valparaiso, Indiana, and it is awesome. If you're a collector, you need to check this place out. Tell them Alan sent you and get a free gift on your first visit.
All right, let's get to the new releases for the next couple weeks, starting with August 6, 2024, 25 Panini Noir Soccer, 2024 Panini National Treasures Football, 2025 Topps Archives Signature Series Active Player Edition Baseball, 2025 Topps Chrome Baseball Megas, 2025 Topps Complete Baseball Factory Sets are out. 2025 Upper Deck AEW Skybox Metal Universe, 2024-25 Upper Deck Professional Women's Hockey League. Going to the 8th now, 2025 Leaf Glory of the Game Football, 2025 Panini Boys of Summer Baseball, 2025 Topps UFC Midnight. Also on the 8th or the 12th, 2025 Topps Finest Baseball. To the 13th, 2025 Panini Prism Baseball. Also the 13th, 2024-25 Upper Deck SP Authentic Hockey. The going to the 15th now, 2025 Leaf Eclectic PBA Hobby and Jumbo Bowling. Staying on the 15th, 2025 Leaf Major League Table Tennis Premier Edition. So we got some table tennis and bowling. Also on the 15th, 2025 Panini Donruss Football. 2024-25 Panini National Treasures Basketball. And 2024-25 Topps Chrome NBL Basketball. And that wraps up the next couple weeks. Choose your product. Happy ripping.
And now, our feature presentation.
I usually do a national preview show. I didn't really do that this year. I actually didn't do a ton of national content. At the time of this release, if you're listening to the show on release day, I am back from the National, assuming all goes well. It is the day after. But I'm recording this, obviously, prior to the show. And just wanted to kind of share how I sort of prepare, but more what I'm sort of looking to acquire at the National. And I don't go just for cards, right? It's all the other events. Some main stage performances. I'm taking in a White Sox game, never been to Rate Field, PSA registry party, hobby hotline dinner. It's just every day is jam-packed full of the show itself and then even after the show besides. But I always try to share kind of what are on my target list. And I always try to go into the National with like a 5-card target list. Now there's thousands of cards I'd love to own. You know, my PC are Hall of Fame graded rookie cards from the 4 sports and even non-sports. You know, I like to go in with 5 to 8 cards on a target list, knowing full well I'm not going to get all of them, not even close. I generally go in with a list of 5, hoping to get 2. 3 would be I did very well somehow. 2 is the target, and 1, you know, is better than none, right? But like to get at least 2. And so the cards kind of on my list, and I guess these would be or I shouldn't say cards because they're not all cards, but the items on my list for this year's National, and kind of in order, right? I'm looking for the Jimmy Fox 1933 Gaudy. You know, I consider that his rookie. I know there's the exhibits card. There's a U.S. Caramel. There's even another one. But to me, that's the first widely distributed appearance of Jimmy on a card. And so I'm looking for that one. I think he's one of the most underrated players in baseball history and in hobby circles. So that's up there. I almost bought the next item that I'm going to talk about last year. Almost pulled the trigger. I don't have it. I don't necessarily need it per se, right? Do we need a lot of stuff we acquire? Not all the time, right? So, but it's a Jackie Robinson auto, whether that be a cut, an index card. You know, obviously I have a budget, so I can't break the bank, but I love to acquire a Jackie Robinson auto for the PC as well. Some other things now, I think after this, they're in no real particular order. It can go any which way. You know, I want to get the Ichiro Pujols Topps traded, whether it be the regular version or the Chrome update. I'd like to get one of those as well. Connor McDavid Young Gun is it's been on my list a while. You know, it's not cheap, and probably would be more expensive had they won the Cup. Maybe it's come down and more affordable. I haven't even really got into my comping it ahead of time stage yet, but that doesn't take long. And you know, I always go into with an open mind, right? Like, obviously as a dealer I sell too, so if I see something maybe that's not even for PC, but it's just too good of a deal to pass up to turn around and resell it, I always look for those deals. And I'll be at the singles club picking out some stuff if some famous hobbyist doesn't take all the good stuff. I'm just kidding. But that place is hopping. So, but I always find something. I always find something there. But I got to be careful too, because not driving and flying in, I only have so much that I can, carry on the plane. So, I have to be diligent with what I purchase. You always wind up getting some free swag and shirts and different things like that. So, and again, my list is even more than I mentioned. I always look for things that catch my eye. I go in there with. That's why I really only go in with a list of really sort of 5, and then leave it sort of open ended. So I just wrote an article, and I know I've shared it even on this program before. Ways I save for the show. I don't have an unlimited budget, right? Yes, the content creation makes some money. Yes, as a dealer, I make some money, and some of that goes to my show expenses, right? But any national venue that I don't fly to or I don't drive to is going to cost me more money, because now we're talking about a flight rather than driving, hotel, which that's no matter where you go, rental car and that sort of thing. So Chicago, while it's a great venue, centrally located, and I get why people love it, for me it cost me in my wallet a little bit more. So I try to save up over the course of from between nationals, right, over the course of the year. So, I have play money from my regular pay, my regular job. So I'll sock some of that away. When I do a show and have a really good show, I'll sock some of that money away. I have a $1 envelope every day at the end of the day. Any ones in my pocket, I collect them all, keep them all, turn them in at the end of the year. Believe it or not, that can range anywhere from a couple $100 all the way up to $1,500-$1,600. I think this year it was $400 or $500 in my $1 envelope. My record was $1,600. My lowest was $200, and you don't even notice it when you just take out a couple ones each day and just put it away and forget about it. So little things like that. Other things. Some dividends from stocks. I put that in like a sweep account. And just little bits here and there, and they add up. They add up. I have a great show or a good show. I'll put some money away from each show as I'm putting my sales tax money away too. And it's I love the National, right? I almost didn't go. My wife kind of talked me off the ledge, as I talked about on previous content. She basically said, "Hey, John, if you don't go, you're going to be probably a little bit grumpy and fear having some FOMO." And she's not wrong. So she sort of talked me off the ledge. And when I travel, I try to always use like bundling, like Expedia, Travelocity, Orbitz, Hotels.com. I try to use those things to kind of put hotels, rental car, and flights together. And I was actually, even though I kind of did it later than I normally did or normally do, I actually got a pretty good deal for hotel, rental car, and flights to Chicago. I'm leaving. The show's over, but if everything goes again well, I'm getting there Wednesday, and I'll be returning Sunday night, and I'll be tired at work Monday when you might be listening to the show. I might be taking a power nap, if you will, but I go right back to work. It's summer school for me. The only thing I take advantage of is I'll can some episodes of Sports Card Nation and this episode, so I'm not buried with content that I have to catch up on when I get back. So so there's the thing. Fox rookie, check. Oh, another card that sort of on my list. We talk about non-sports. It's the Mickey Mouse Walt Disney rookie card from the tobacco I forgot what brand it is off the top of my head, but a lot of people are familiar with it. It's Walt Disney and Mickey together. I think he's painting them. That card's on my short list as well. Not cheap, and it's actually kind of gone up as of late. So again, I don't go in there like I got to get 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards. I kind of go in with a list of 5 to 8, with the target being at least 2. And if I can hit that, I usually do, it's a successful show. Remember, as important as the cards are, that's the common bond we all share, right? It's seeing old friends, new friends, events, dinners, right? It's the whole, kit and caboodle, right? Get-togethers and all that, and parties, and the 5 days goes quick, and then we start counting down to the next national, and the next 2 will also be in Chicago as well. So if I'm going to go, I'm going to get an earlier start on making arrangements rather than what I did for this year. So with that being said, we'll see you next time. All right. Thank you for listening to another episode of Hobby Quick Hits. Want to give out our social media, starting with our website, which is www.sportscardnationpodcast.com. Facebook, you can follow us at www.facebook.com/SportsCardNationPodcast/. Twitter, we are at SportsCardNati1, so it's SportsCard NATI1. Instagram at SportsCardNationPodcast, or you can email the show hobbyquickhits@gmail.com. Again, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.